It's 2 a.m. You told yourself that you would get off at midnight. And then 12:30. But then you can't end on a loss, right? So just one more win. Now you're running on fumes. You have 4.5 hours until your alarm goes off. And you still haven't closed the game. The worst part isn't being wrecked tomorrow. It's the voice inside your head that says, "What is wrong with me?" Nothing is wrong with you. But there is something specific happening inside your brain. There's a name for what you're doing. It's called revenge bedtime procrastination. It comes from Chinese research, Baofu Xing Oye, that roughly translates to retaliatory staying up late. People who feel like they had no time to themselves during the day fight the urge to sleep to reclaim some of that time back for themselves. For ADHD brains like yours and mine, it goes further than that. And of course it does, because why can't we have anything nice, right? ADHD brains activate mostly on interest. Dr. William Dodson calls this the interest-based nervous system. Your brain comes online for basically only things that are novel, challenging, urgent, or personally meaningful. Everything else barely registers. Gaming checks all four. New threats, strong difficulty, stakes that feel real in the moment. Your brain is fully awake. You're seeing sevens. Now, try switching to sleep. Sleep asks you to stop doing something engaging and go do nothing. A neurotypical brain gets tired eventually. An ADHD brain, the interest signal just mogs. And then there's time blindness, which I think is an underrated part in all of this. When you're not engaged, time drags out. When you're really engaged in something or hyper-fixated on something, time just doesn't exist. It's all an illusion. There's no internal clock. Midnight to 3 a.m. doesn't feel like 3 hours. It feels like 5 minutes because your brain was completely absorbed in something. I came across something that put it well. You're not lying there awake because your brain won't switch off. You're lying there awake because your brain doesn't feel organized to shut off. And that's the whole thing, honestly. Your brain isn't malfunctioning or doing any weird things. It's doing what it does best, which is looking for more dopamine slop. These games, especially for me, were designed to be that dopamine slop. So daytime has external structure, just inherently. Obligations force transitions that your brain can't just force back. There are consequences to missing things in the daytime. At night, basically, all of that goes away. There's no meeting in 20 minutes. There's nobody knocking on your door. You're not doing anything important, mostly just you and your own internal regulation, which, is nerfed with ADHD. What nobody likes acknowledging with ADHD is that we don't get a lot of downtime during the day. We spend 8+ hours masking, compensating, doing all of these things and just grinding through tasks that either take us twice as long because we can't concentrate or we're not focused or anything, or could take us half the time because, it's something we might care about and, we get completely consumed by it. It's a specific kind of tired, one that sleep never really fixes, but stimulation temporarily does. So the game at midnight is more of a relief than it is just doing it for fun. The problem, though, isn't the gaming at night. It's the deprivation loop that makes you feel like it's the only thing that can make you relax. If your days are full of masking and obligation with no stimulation, then your brain will for sure try and look for that at night. And it will succeed in doing that because willpower is not one of the things that, as far as I'm aware, we are very good at with ADHD brains. Trying to force yourself to stop with discipline is like fighting your own neurology with, the one technique that just won't work. It's like telling the 1 in 9 Yasuo to not go for the 10 death power spike. A more useful question would be, where can I get this during the day? Not replacing gaming, not instead of gaming, just a release valve so you're not forced to solely focus on this one thing at night when you should be getting long, restful sleep, because I would rather die than give up gaming. For me personally, the thing that helped most with, staying up late and this revenge bedtime procrastination is, again, finding these valves that are important to you during the day. And for me, it's been, recording these, just having a creative outlet, learning Final Cut Pro and devoting a lot of time to trying to get better at editing. That has taken my mind off just, the masking and the compensating and all of these things that, wear you out throughout the day. And it, because it is interesting to me and it is rewarding my dopamine system, it does give me an outlet and it does release that valve to where I don't need to seek it out at night and, fuck up my entire sleep schedule. So I would try and find that thing that you can do during the day to help release that. In my case, it is learning Final Cut Pro and working on the stuff for this channel because, it gives me an outlet to earn my dopamine from something that doesn't feel obligatory but still rewarding. You are not broken. And that's something that I really want to hammer down on this channel. You are not broken. We are not broken. Your brain is basically on a PBE server or a test server on a different patch where, these things that work for everybody else just aren't working for us. A different problem than the one that you've been trying to solve probably in your own life. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot, and thank you for clicking on my video out of all the ones that are on this godforsaken site. If you liked this video, you may like my last one about how there are similar mechanisms similar to revenge bedtime procrastination that play with gaming and your finances and all the neurochemical things that, basically screw us over. But yeah, thank you for watching and I appreciate it. Peace.